Hey everyone, thanks for clicking the video. I'm here to walk you through how Tonkean thinks about the procurement purchase request experience. Your procurement team experiences dozens, if not hundreds, of requests on a monthly basis about software, hardware, consulting, event-related purchases, and they all need to be managed in a very simplified view, while at the same time giving visibility to the requester, the procurement team themselves, the risk reviewers, and any other stakeholder involved on what's happening currently in the process and what they need to do next in order to get that PO to signed as fast as possible. What I want to walk you through is how Tonkean is able to provide that for you in this workspace app that you see right here. You can see that on the sourcing and purchasing tab. Kind of a single source of truth for your procurement team to understand key data. Here's some customized data that I put on this page right here, like the number of active vendors inside of your company and the number of active purchase requests that are distributed by the ones that are pending procurement, InfoSec, and legal review. Scrolling down, I can get a more drilled down look of those requests by category, vendor, status, total spend, as well as a list of all of these active requests and understanding which stage they're at in this unique process. Here I can see that Eric Goebbels is currently in the legal approval stage for his KPMG services request. I can get more data about that request and click into it to get even more information if I want. What I want to do is create one of these purchase requests right now and guide you through the process of what I created and what could potentially be customized to a process that fits your teams and your application's needs. Scrolling up, I see this button that says Purchase Request Form, where as the requester, I can have this form be given to me where I can be graded to a guided purchase request process. After it asks a drop-down question, Tonkean then delivers relevant information about this new purchase. You can think about this form builder as a no-code form, like a Google form, where Tonkean can provide drop-downs, short pick lists, multi-pick lists, date pickers, short text, long text, anything to fit the needs of the form that you need to build right now, and make pre-populated values, like this business unit field, where Tonkean understands that I'm on the sales team, so this request is going to go towards the sales purchase guide. Category purchase is going to be software, and then Tonkean gives me a pre-populated drop-down list of all active vendors that are pulled real-time from our Netsuite database. So if I have a box-related request, I can just click box. Tonkean understands that it's an existing vendor, so it skips all those questions. But that's too easy, so let me put in a new company like Hooli Co. and then see what Tonkean does with that information. I put in a couple more pieces of data, like the business contact and the contract value at 100K maybe. And then I click next, and then Tonkean understands that since I put software up top, it's going to ask me software-related questions. And then since Hooli Co. is a completely new company, it's going to ask me for new company-related questions, like does this vendor accept red lines? What is their street address, their billing info at hooli.com? And then I'll put in the primary contact and then skip this information because I made it optional. Continuing on, Tonkean does have a file upload feature where I can take information, put in a document, and then continue the process from there. At the end, I'm going to ask a security-related questionnaire. I can guarantee you that in your purchase request process, you have security-related questions for privacy, InfoSec, legal, compliance to all understand what's happening here. So let's ask those security questions up front for the requester so those risk teams understand what their data to make the decision go as fast as possible. Now, once I click Submit Form, I'm given this thank you message that says, hey, thanks for filling out the asset intake form. A Netsuite PO is currently being generated. Again, this is a process that I built that's customized to my company's needs. Would love to work with you and your team on how we can make this more related and specialized to your process right now. Usually at the end of a form process, it just says thank you and bye. They're cold and they're not welcoming. What if there was some sort of way where the requester could get visibility on the request in real time? That's what this purchase request tracker does right here. Or if I click open a new tab, I can almost get this Domino's Pizza Tracker view where I can see that this is a Hooli Co. related purchase by Ben Wallace. Here's the business requester, and here's all that information that I just filled out on this form. If I want to change this information later, like changing Main Street to Main Road, I can make that update, and then in future automations with Google Docs, SharePoint, Slack automations, Tonkean understands that pickup request. If I go ahead and refresh the page, I can see that the process is currently in the procurement approval stage, where Tonkean has automatically generated a purchase order based off of that information that I just provided in this document. where you can see information about Hulico and this purchase order right here. Let's go back to the process. Here, I wanted 3 approval stages to happen one by one by one. We're currently in the procurement stage. Well, in this story, procurement loves working in Slack. So let's go to Slack. I could see this message from procurement ops that just got generated where it says, hey procurement, Ben Wallace just filled out the asset intake form for Hulico. Here's the information about the PO order, and then this customized message can provide any info that you want. But it's more than just a notification. We can actually add buttons and actions to continue the process forward. That's the procurement team. They review the pizza tracker or the PO, and they can approve and send the request onwards to InfoSec. To make this demo as quick as possible, I just created a couple more channels for the other risk teams, but you can almost imagine that all of your risk teams like working in different places. Let's say that the InfoSec team wants this request for an approval inside of a snow ticket. No problem. I can just click this button here that says, hey, create this snow ticket, or Tonkean can automatically create that ServiceNow ticket and deliver it to them so it's already in their queue. Let's say that InfoSec is happy with this request, and then we can go ahead and approve it. And since the contract value is greater than 25K, we're going to go ahead and ask legal for approval. Last approval, legal takes a look at this 100K request and they approve, and then the contract goes ahead and gets generated inside of DocuSign. Let's go back to the pizza tracker to see what's happening. If I refresh this page, I can now see that the pizza tracker up top has progressed from procurement to InfoSec to legal, and now we're currently in the contract generation phase. If I scroll down, I can see that Tonkean has taken this information about that purchase request and has packaged it into a contract that is already inside of a DocuSign envelope. You can see an embed of that contract where Tonkean is able to paste values from the form flow directly into a DocuSign contract and then leave information for signature. Here's proof where if I click this URL, I can go ahead and go into DocuSign and then see the signature that's pending that request. If I go ahead and continue the process, I can be able to put a signature on this and then finish it up, almost simulating that the process has been completed and signed. And if I go back to my pizza tracker, I can see that the status has automatically been updated to done. Tonkean understands that the status of the DocuSign contract is equal to completed, and I can go into my Google Drive folder to see that signed contract as my single source of truth. Replace DocuSign, NetSuite, Google Drive with the applications that fits your company's needs, and we can build a process around that. To end, how did I build all of this? That's the million-dollar question. Well, I built this without a single line of code using Tonkean's workspaces and no-code workflow builder. Going over to this tab, you can see this lucid chart that actually works of this guided form experience. From the requester timeline to needing a contract signed to asking software, hardware-related questions, we can guide them form by form, and then when it gets answered, Tonkean automatically creates a NetSuite PO, proceeds to the procurement approval step, then the InfoSec step, and then the legal step if and only if the request is greater than 25K in value. After all the risk stages get approved, then Tonkean goes ahead and interacts with Google Drive and DocuSign, and then when all parties sign that document that Tonkean's listening to, we can go ahead and package that into Google Drive and then notify all relevant parties. With just a click of this plus button right here, I can be able to customize this flow to something that suits your company's needs. Here are the actions that you would probably expect out of a workflow tool connecting to Salesforce, ServiceNow, Greenhouse, Okta, anything that has an API, we can create, read, update, and delete the data inside of it. But where Tonkean really stands out is our human-in-the-loop actions, the ability to go in the middle of this purchase request and ask a human to make an approval decision, ask clarifying information to the requester with a pre-populated form, or just notify and kick off approval cycles in Slack, Microsoft Teams, email. Again, where your team works is where Tonkean wants to be. Let's build a process around that. Well, I hope that you like this demonstration. If you're interested in this purchasing process or how Tonkean can make this more customized to your existing needs, please get on a call with us. We'd be happy to chat. Thank you.